this is stomach, anterior aspect, right, left, posterior, superior, inferior. Now let's start about stomach. Stomach is a muscular bag which is forming the widest and most distensible part of digestive tube. It acts as a reservoir of food and helps in digestion of proteins and fat. Location, it is occupying the epigastric region, umbilical and left hypochondriac region. Shape, when empty, the stomach is somewhat a J-shaped. When partially distended, it becomes a pyriform in shape. In obese person, it is more of horizontally placed, and then it is called steer-horn stomach. Size, it's almost 10-inch long, and mean capacity is 1 ounce. It is 30 ml at birth, 1 liter at puberty, 1.5 to 2 liters in adults. External features, stomach has 2 orifices or openings, 2 surfaces and 2 curvatures. The openings are cardiac orifice, pyloric orifice. Cardiac orifice is joined by the lower end of esophagus. Let's see, this is the lower end of the esophagus. It's opening into this orifice, cardiac orifice. Now it lies behind the 7th costal cartilage at the level of T11 vertebra. The pyloric orifice is here. This is pyloric orifice. It is opening into duodenum. It lies ½ inch to the right of median plane. Vertebra level is L1, which is the transpyloric plane. And its position is indicated on the surface of the stomach by a circular groove. So there is a circular groove here, which is present here. This one, which is produced by underlying muscle, which is called pyloric sphincter, which feels like large nodule. So this is very hard to feel, this area. Now the curvatures are lesser curvature. This is lesser curvature, and this is greater curvature. Lesser curvature is concave and forms the right border of stomach. The most dependent part of lesser curvature is called incisura angularis. So this point is the most dependent part of lesser curvature, that is incisura angularis. Now the greater curvature is convex and forms the left border of the stomach. At the upper end of greater curvature, it has a notch. This area here, there is a notch here. This point here, and that is called cardiac notch. This area, there is a cardiac notch, and that separates the stomach from the esophagus. So this area is the cardiac notch here. This is esophagus. Cardiac notch is here. The anterior surface, which is also called anterosuperior surface, which is facing forwards and upwards. Posterior surface is called postero-inferior surface, facing backwards and downwards. You may do a mistake while keeping the stomach in anatomical position. So this is the actual position, anatomical position, and this is the pyloric end, this is the cardiac end. Always try to feel the pyloric end. The pyloric end is like a nodule because of the muscle here, that is pyloric sphincter, whereas the cardiac end is not having that feature. So you can easily identify the pyloric end by feeling the nodule like structure here, that is pyloric sphincter. And the subdivisions of stomach. Stomach is divided into two parts, a cardiac part and a pyloric part. Now this division is done by a line which is drawn downwards and to the left from incisura angularis. So this point is incisura angularis. So from here line is drawn in this way to the greater curvature. Now this part is pyloric part and this is the cardiac part of the stomach. Now again the cardiac part is divided into two. This part is the body of the stomach and this is the fundus. Now this division is by another line which is drawn from the cardiac notch to the greater curvature. So this part is the fundus part, and this is the body. Now pyloric part is again divided by another line which starts from incisura angularis in this way. So this is the first line that we drawn. This line divides the stomach into pyloric part and a cardiac part. Another line which is drawn to the right from the incisura angularis. So this part divides the pyloric part into pyloric antrum. This part is pyloric antrum and this is pyloric canal. Pyloric canal is very short, and on the right end the pyloric canal pylorus is present. Relations of stomach. Peritoneal relation. Stomach is lined by peritoneum both anteriorly and posteriorly, both surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface. So there is a peritoneum like this. It's going to cover anterior and posterior surface. Now in the lesser curvature, both these layers of peritoneum, they form, or they are going to continue together as lesser omentum from here. On the greater curvature, both the layers of peritoneum joins to form greater omentum. So there is a greater omentum which is attached here and lesser omentum which is attached to the lesser curvature. On the greater curvature, it also forms two other ligaments, that is gastrosplenic ligament that extends from the greater curvature to the spleen, and also gastrophrenic ligament which extends from the greater curvature to the diaphragm. Visceral relations. Anteriorly, stomach is related to liver, diaphragm and anterior abdominal wall. The diaphragm separates the stomach from left pleura, pericardium and 6th to 9th ribs. Posterior surface of the stomach is related to structures forming called stomach bed. These structures are diaphragm, left kidney, left suprarenal gland, pancreas, transverse mesocolon, splenic flexure of colon, splenic artery. Sometimes spleen is also included in stomach bed. Interior of stomach. When we open the stomach, it looks like this. Mucosa of an empty stomach is thrown into folds. So there are a lot of folds here. They are called gastric rugae. Rugae are longitudinally arranged along the lesser curvature, and they are going to form gastric canal Now, gastric canal allows rapid passage of liquids to the lower part of stomach. Now on other areas, the rugae are irregular, as you can see here. Now on the mucosal surface, there are numerous small pits that can be seen with the hand lens. These are called as gastric pits, where gastric glands are opening. Blood supply. Stomach is supplied by left gastric artery, right gastric artery in the lesser curvature, whereas on the greater curvature it is supplied by this area supplied by left gastroepiploic artery, right gastroepiploic artery. Lesser curvature, left gastric artery is a branch of splenic artery, right gastric artery is a branch of common hepatic artery. On the greater curvature, right gastroepiploic artery is a branch of gastroduodenal artery, left gastroepiploic artery a branch of splenic artery. Besides that, there are 5 to 7 short gastric arteries which are branches of splenic arteries. Veins of the stomach drains into portal, superior, mesenteric and splenic veins. Lymphatic drainage of the stomach. For the lymphatic drainage, stomach can be divided into different parts. This is cardiac orifice, this is pyloric orifice, lesser curvature and greater curvature. Now this area is draining into pancreatico-splenic lymph nodes which are located in the greater curvature. Now from here the lymph passes to celiac lymph nodes which are located in this area along the lesser curvature. This area, this whole area here that is related to the lesser curvature, that goes to left gastric nodes which are located in the lesser curvature. From here it goes to celiac lymph nodes which are located here. Now this part, here it drains into right gastroepiploic lymph nodes which are located in the greater curvature. From here it goes to hepatic lymph nodes which are located in the liver, near the liver, then from there to celiac lymph nodes. Now a small area which is left over here is draining into subpyloric lymph nodes, also to hepatic lymph nodes, then from there to celiac lymph nodes. Now all the lymph from the stomach ultimately reaches to the celiac lymph nodes. Now from here the lymph will pass through the intestinal lymphatic trunk to reach cisterna chyli. Nerve supply of stomach. Stomach is supplied by sympathetic and parasympathetic system. Sympathetic system are derived from segments T6 to T10 of the spinal cord via greater splanchnic nerves and celiac and hepatic plexus. These nerves are vasomotor and motor to pyloric sphincter, but inhibitory to rest of gastric musculature. So they can stimulate the pyloric sphincter, but they are inhibitory to the rest of the muscles of the stomach. Whereas parasympathetic system is derived from vagi, the anterior gastric nerve which contains mainly the left vagal fibers, posterior gastric nerves which are related to the posterior surface, they contain right vagal fibers. The parasympathetic fibers are motor and secretomotor to stomach. So it can stimulate the muscles of the stomach, but it is inhibitory to the pyloric sphincter. So it can increase the motility of the stomach and also secretion of gastric juice. Clinical anatomy. The interior of the stomach can be visualized by taking an X-ray after giving a barium meal, and it can also be studied directly with the use of gastroscope, which can be passed into the stomach through the mouth.